feel like we're entering like a new, the golden era.
A hockey renaissance.
So I actually, I knew that I could never play in the NHL again when I played in an exhibition game when I was with the LA Kings organization. So I was in training camp. They did this like craft hockeyville game. And it was in like Vernon, BC. So we traveled there. I got to play in the game, and I was obviously playing fourth line, and you'd heard about this kid. And I think this was his first year in the league and his first training camp. So I ended up getting caught out on the ice twice against him. And he grabbed the puck in his own end, went through our whole 5 guys and put it in. And the second time he did it, he set somebody up and they scored. So 2 times I got caught out against him. And the speed in which he was skating and controlling the puck, after the game, I'm like, I'm done. There's no way. And then sure enough, I got sent home the next day, like back down to the minors. So that was the end of it. And I knew that this game was being handed off to another level in which I didn't think was ever going to be possible.
Jesus. That's
yeah,
exciting though.
It's so exciting.
You know, that's exciting for hockey because the leagues need one guy. Like, who's basketball's guy right now? Which is in a different form of fashion because they have a bunch of guys, but they're not like American guys, so they can't build around. Hockey's in a different world where the hockey, I consider Canada and American guys like for the North America, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you can rally behind, at least in this country. Like, they don't have that in a lot of other sports right now. Hockey, you have a future.
So not only McJesus, as we call him, but like Nathan MacKinnon.
Auston Matthews too.
Auston Matthews, he had 69 goals last year. Giggity.
So you got his predecessor, or you got his. You just got a couple little battles for.
It's like I feel like hockey is going into its almost like its glory days because of just the growth of the game in the United States and given the population. They formed the development program here, so the American kids are the United States. So they have
who'd they hire?
I don't know who runs the
a lot of Canadian guys.
There are a lot of Canadian hockey players that have settled in the States, and probably a big reason as to why the minor programs in these different cities, whether it's Dallas, Florida, that these kids are obviously being raised in the States as Americans, and the game is growing here. Canadians do have a little part to do with it, but there's tons of amazing Americans.
I heard John Barstow saying he said it was all Canada.
I was, PMT's like, you never know where they're going. So I just kind of got off the rails with them. So had to take credit, especially during this time of the 4 nations and all the controversy between US and Canada. But no, the game is in a great place, and all these players are pushing the envelope, and especially the US with how many great players they have. They have Jack Eichel. You just mentioned Auston Matthews. They have some great defensemen. Even Canada, like Cale Makar, you see his picture on the screen.
UMass.
He's a UMass guy. Wayne Gretzky just said the other day, he goes, Biz, he's the best thing. He's the biggest comparable to Bobby Orr I've ever seen. And that is very high praise.
That's huge.
He revolutionized the game as a defenseman.
Yeah.
Where he would just take the puck from his own end. He'd skate through the team and do whatever he did out there. And Cale Makar defensively and offensively is just an absolute phenom and living up to every expectation too. Quinn Hughes, he's an American.
Yeah.
He's a water bug out there. So he won last year's Norris ahead of Cale Makar. So you almost you have these battles going on between each of these positions, which is a good thing because it's just forcing them all to up their game. And on top of that, you have a storyline of the Hughes brothers. So
Love that the hockey guy. There's so many goddamn brothers in the hockey
leagues. They have 3 of them that are all unbelievable.
And they're all like all-stars.
You got the Kachuk brothers, who are now the modern day Bash brothers from the Mighty Ducks movie.
Cool.
So
Bolton.
Yeah.
A hockey renaissance.
Olympics next year too.
Huh?
Olympics next year. This formations is really going to be that 1-2 punch.
Honestly, they timed it up perfect with the 4 nation thing. Because now you got Olympics, which always gives fucking cheers, and playoff hockey's coming up, so you're going to get this and this back off.
Bettman gets so much flack, and I don't know if it's just a thing where like all the guys who run the leagues, the commissioners get it, but as much as flack as he takes, he's done an exceptional job along with the league, the Players Association, the alumni, to put it in a position where it is now. It'd been 9 years since hockey had best on best for the COVID reason, and then at one point they just couldn't reach an agreement on an insurance situation. So you seem to know quite a bit of what's going on.
Been since 2010, since the Crosby golden goal.
Was
there a World Cup?
They did form a World Cup where they had like an under 25 team, so it wasn't necessarily that traditional. But the fact that they did it, the first one in 9 years, McDavid and Crosby were able to put on Team Canada jersey together. People want to act like it's maybe like call it an all-star game or this makeshift event, but those are the 4 leading hockey nations outside of Russia.
They're on timeout still.
What's that?
They're still on timeout.
They're on timeout. That's for other political reasons that I don't really feel to dive into the weeds on. But they end up having this thing the year before the Olympics in order to kind of just really propel it and get people anticipated for what will be an incredible event in Italy. So hockey is on a heater right now, and it couldn't be in a better place. Crosby, I believe he will go down as a Mount Rushmore player. It's hard because the debate is you have Gordie Howe, you have Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky, and Mario Lemieux. I don't know who you take off that list, and most people listening might say, you're not taking any of them off the list. Well, then we're chiseling out a 5th because Sidney Crosby and what he's able to do as a winner. And chiseling a 6 once he breaks the goal record. Like, I don't know. Like maybe you do a modern day version of it, and eventually Cale Makar will be on it because that's just how good he is. So, and then fucking Nathan MacKinnon. Like, you could argue, as good as Connor McDavid is, that Nathan MacKinnon in the last 2-year stretch is better. He won the MVP last year. He's got his Stanley Cup. I believe did he win the Conn Smythe, or was it Cale Makar who got it? I think it might have been Cale. Cale got it. But Nathan MacKinnon might win another MVP this year. And to watch him play, much like McDavid, he is ferocious. He gallops on the ice. He will hit guys, and he can do it all. I actually, bang for buck, would probably put MacKinnon slight edge favorite over who to watch more so than McDavid. No disrespect to Connor. Like, I love Connor. I just like the fact that MacKinnon, he's tapped like MJ. Like, he's the guy in the locker room. Like, it doesn't matter if it's his best friend. If he doesn't think you're bringing it that day, he'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? Move the fucking puck. And like, that's just how he is. He's the dog.
Yeah.
He's the dog. And everybody has to match his intensity.